welcome back to Building with the Boys. I have a big stupid smile on my face because pack 4 of the Routemaster has arrived. And Routemaster has been a joy to build, it genuinely has. I mean, a lot of these part works that we do, we come across sort of nuisance parts and there's annoyance with delivery and things like that. And I tend to be a very upbeat person, but it can get disheartening, particularly with, say, for instance, the Ecto 1 that we're building at the moment has been a source of frustration for the past, it's a year. But not the Routemaster. So everything I've done on the Routemaster so far I've enjoyed. It's been really nice, and every sort of pack has had plenty to do. It's come together really nicely, and I think part of it is the Agora method that I'm using, as opposed to when this was first released. I'm getting 10 parts a month, which would be the equivalent of 2.5 months through a normal subscription. So there's loads to do when it turns up. So it's a pack that can take 4 or 5 hours sometimes. So it's just really nice. And every single one of these packs, the model gets so much bigger. So in this one, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing off some parts of the chassis. So we're going to be adding wheel arches, we're going to be adding some safety bars to the side of it, the fuel tank's going to go on. That's about half the pack is going to be that. The other half of the pack we're going to start building the driver's cab. So we're going to start installing electrics into that. And then at the very end, the last part of the pack is going to be the frame of the driver's cab. So as I said before, we're going to start seeing the sort of red bus parts coming through now. Next month, I know we're going to be starting the lower deck, the interior of the bus. So we're doing seating and flooring and things like that. So this thing really is now going to start coming to life, because after this part, we're 1/3 of the way through the build, which is, again, it's the Agora method. We'll be finished at part 40 today, which would take you a year, at least a year, through a normal subscription. Whereas we've got there in 3 months, so it kind of feels like cheating a little bit, but it's really nice. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on with this, and hopefully by the end of it we should have a very nice looking chassis now. I mean, the chassis looks good already, but I think at the end of this, with those wheel arches, I think it's going to start to look really nice. So let's get into it. Here's everything that comes in stage 31. We have these very large rear wheel arches. Now these are metal. Lovely they are too. Very shiny, very pretty. We have these which are mud flaps, mud guards, which will attach to these, and these will go onto the body of the vehicle. So I'm going to bring the chassis up to do that, and we'll take a look at it. So we fitted the mud guard to the wheel arch. It's looking rather lovely. However, I have come across a problem, and the problem is they've sent me 2 of the exact same wheel arch. So I've got 2 right wheel arches and no left wheel arch. So after that, my glowing praise of Agora, they have made a mistake. However, I'm not holding them accountable for this, because these are sealed in the original sort of packs that came in. So it's just an error that's happened. So as annoying as it is, I'm not that concerned, because I know they'll send me a replacement, and it doesn't really hinder my building that much, because I mean, I can carry on with everything else. I've asked them to send a replacement through, and they will. So for now, we're only going to be able to fit 1 wheel arch, which again, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Wheel arch fitted, and rather lovely looking it is too. Again, I mean, look, this has happened, but I mean, again, this one can't go on there. It just won't fit. If I could doctor it, I would, but I can't. So it can't. We just can't fit that. And again, I'm not mad about it. I mean, I've built that many of these that I know it'll get replaced. And what's the point in getting angry about it? All that's going to do is just make me angry. You know, it's a mistake. It's happened, and I'm sure they'll rectify it. But that is our first wheel arch fitted, and now we're going to move on to stage 32. Here's everything we receive in stage 32. We will be fitting the front left wheel arch. We'll be installing one of the headlights, and we'll also be installing our first part of the electrics. So let's move on with this and see what it looks like. So that is the front left wheel arch installed. We have a little lamp on the front of it. That's one of the LEDs is threaded through the back. We've locked our wire into place here. We have this little oil can there that now feeds into the engine. I don't mind telling you, that was actually quite fiddly. It wasn't wasn't a lot of fun doing that this part here, because the instructions I think are a bit naff. It would have been easier to install the wire, then install this, but it tells you to install this, then install the wire, which I think is a bit backwards. It's a lot easier to do it the other way. Anyway, we're going to move on to part 33. Here's everything that comes with part 33. So this should be quite simple. Again, we're going to be fitting the mud flap to the wheel arch, and that'll be going on the driver's side over here. So this should be nice and simple. We'll pop that on, take a look at it. We have the driver's side wheel arch attached. It's made quite an impact. Just these two wheel arches. We're starting to look like the front end of a bus now, definitely. And yeah, it's looking really rather lovely. It does annoy the bloody hell out of me that the left rear wheel arch can't be fitted this month, but I'm at peace with that. But it's starting to look really rather nice. Now we're going to move on to stage 34. Here is everything that comes in stage 34. Now these are safety bars. These are going to run along the side of our chassis here. We have the arms, the supports that are going to do that. We have what I believe is the petrol cap, I may be wrong. And we have the fuel tank. Now, I'm quite happy about the fuel tank, and I will explain why. Because this is quite a simple assembly. So this part is going to pop on top of this part, and then it's going to sit inside the chassis. But those of you that are newer to my channel, haven't seen the other builds I do, is I like to hide a little note, a little handwritten note in each of the models. So in the off chance, who knows, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, somebody stumbles across the model. They might take it apart or not, I don't know. They will find the little note. And inside here, be a little handwritten note, I'm not going to tell you what it says, but it will also have the link to this YouTube channel. So who knows, 100 years from now, somebody could be watching this that had to replace this thing and found the note, and hi, if you're watching, I'm the guy that built your bus. So we're going to crack on with this and then take a look at what it looks like. So there you can see I've put my signed note inside the oil tank, and we're just going to pop that on there like that. Screw this closed and it'll stay in there forever, or until somebody opens it up. We have our petrol tank, fuel tank, fits the other side of the frame, complete with a secret message for someone to find at a later date. So that is the stage complete. Now what we've done is we attached some arms to the underside of the chassis which hold this safety bar in place. The same thing on the other side, you can see the safety bar through there. We installed the fuel cap, so that's where the fuel will go into the bus. And then obviously our petrol tank we did earlier in the build. That is it for that stage. And that is it for the chassis for this month, because again, we can't put that wheel arch in. But the chassis come on quite lovely. We are now moving to, we are building the driver's cab, which is built independently from the main chassis and then attached to it later. So we're going to start on that now. So here's everything we get in this stage. This is stage 35. We have the floor of the driver's cab, which is metal. We have the sides of the driver's cab, which are plastic. But we can see the how detailed this is. We've got the stop engine. It's nice, it's cute. We do have a switch here as well. This is going to it's going to go into the floor for the foot pedal to make the brakes come on. And then we have the handbrake itself. So this shouldn't take too long. This should be short and sweet. So we'll throw this together, see what it looks like. And there we have our first part of the cabin floor complete. Really easy. I mean, the handbrake was push to fit. The emergency stop switch here was push to fit. At the bottom here we have attached the brake switch, which hopefully will be covered over by a pedal, and we've attached the sidewall here. So we do have this switch now, which should, I would imagine, trigger the brake lights. Okay, let's move on to part 36. We have in stage 36, which is the steering column. That's what we're building. Now, steering columns have a nasty habit of being quite notorious in some of these builds. I don't know if this is going to be the case, but we'll see. And that is the steering column and the steering wheel done. And you know what? It wasn't so bad. It was a little tricky, a little confusing, incredibly tight, so we've had to loosen that up a little. But that is the steering column done. It's working rather lovely. We have levers here added as well, just tiny little levers that all work. Looking nice. We're going to crack on. We're going to add some electrics to this cab now in part 37. I think from stage 37. Not loads, but this is going to be the brake pedal and the accelerator and the electrics to power it. So not a lot to do, but certainly an important part. Complete. Now you can see we've got both pedals in. We've got the wire attached now. That was a bit of a bugger. I don't like the close switch they use on these, but unfortunately that's what we've got. So hopefully that won't cause any grief later on, which I'm sure will be my famous last words. Anyway, on to 38. 38 we are assembling the dashboard. There's a lot to do in this one. So that's the wire end complete for this one that we've got onto the bottom. And then if we flip this one over, we can see we've installed the dashboard. And rather lovely it's looking too. Happy with that. Now we're going to move on to 39 and we're going to be building and fitting the chair. Here are all the components for our chair. And rather lovely they are too. These parts here are kind of rubbery. I wasn't expecting that. So we'll have a comfortable chair for our driver to sit on in his cab. And there is the chair installed in the driver's cab. So that's coming together rather lovely right now. That is all we are working on this part of it for this month. Now we've got some big red frame that is going to, this is going to sit in, so we're going to start working on that. Have to finish off part 40, which finished off pack 4. Here is everything that comes in the final pack, pack 40, but it's a very large piece of metal framing. This is quite gorgeous. You can see the gold font on there. It's lovely. So we're going to install these few pieces, and that's going to finish up the month. And that finishes up the month. So we've installed the first bulb holder for this. The pipes here that will go to the engine. We have the tax discs, which are very cute, and this handle here. So this will attach to the top of the cab, and this will be the front of our bus. But yeah, it's really rather lovely, but let's have a chat about it. None of this is attached. We've just loosely placed the parts that we've had in over the past few packs to get an idea of where they're going to go. So that's how we're looking now. Very happy with that. That's it for pack 4 of the Routemaster. It's all done. It's looking really rather lovely. It is annoying that I'm missing that rear wheel arch, but I'm not concerned. Agora are very good at this. So I mean, again, if I'm saying to them, I need a replacement, I know they're going to send me a replacement. It'll be about a week or so. So no concern there. If it had been Eagle Moss, I'd be panicking right now, thinking, well, that's it. I'll never finish this build. But no, I don't have that concern with Agora. The Routemaster is just a joy, and it is still available. So if you are looking at this thinking, I kind of fancy one of those, you can go to Agora Models and you can subscribe to this yourselves. They've got numerous options. I mean, it is a pricier way of doing these things, or you can do it over the 2-year option, and that brings it more in line with what a typical part work build will cost you. It is gorgeous. It's really nice. It always makes me smile, the Routemaster, it does. We do have more coming up this week. Now, Hector 1 apparently has dispatched, but that means nothing for Eagle Moss. So maybe it'll be here this week, maybe it won't. We did miss the weekly catch-up, so I'm going to throw one of those up. That'll be up tonight or tomorrow. And that'll be it. The next week we are due Titanic, and we are also due more Disney Doll's House. R2-D2 and Iron Man next ones will either be coming next week or the week after. So a lot coming up. We go through this weird kind of, this 1 week when nothing really turns up, and that's the week we're in at the moment. Then everything comes after that. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, see us next time for pack 5, where we will be doing the bottom deck. So there's going to be a lot of seats, a lot of interior. Should be good stuff. If you hit the subscribe button, you get the notification that a new video is up and you're about to come and see all the other builds we got on the channel. If you enjoyed it, give us a like. It helps the channel a lot. It'd be very much appreciated. And in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And we'll see you next time.